Right, so our big middleweight British title fight, and Andy Devant, 36 years of age, from Team Lionspaw. He is the Lionspaw with a pro record of 10 wins, 8 losses. 5 wins by KO, Frank, 3 by sub.
Big, strong, quick.
And he's on a 4-fight win streak. He was last out February of this year, and he beat Andrew Punchin by TKO through a leg injury in the first round. So he'll be very confident, as I said, because, you know, when you look at the record, 10-8, but the last 4 straight wins.
For a while there, it's just kind of questioning, am I still going to compete? Am I still going to keep battling in this? You know, when you're looking at a 6-8 record, and all of a sudden you're 7-8. 8-8, 9-8, 10-8. I was still talking about confidence. We talked about it earlier. Confidence coming into this fight is huge for him because now he's trying to get his record back on track, that winning side, and trying to increase it. Training harder, training smarter in every practice now, and getting ready to come through. And I really think he's going to have. We're going to see the best that we can see tonight from him, just because of how he's in the battle.
That's right. 36 years of age now, and in MMA terms, there's a young man's entrance, Frank. And at 36 now in MMA, you're still right at the peak there, aren't you?
Well, really, it's, you know, MMA people don't realize it's an old man sport. It's built, it's made for guys that have, because you have to spend so much time learning so many things. It's not a 10-year sport. It's somebody that, you know, you have to be practicing all these art forms for 15, 20 years. So it is an older sport. It is a much older sport, and that's why a lot of guys will try to bail out when in the mid-30s, and they should stay into the early 40s.
Here comes his opponent for that British title belt. It's Harry Mad Mac McLeman, 27 years of age, 7 wins, 2 losses. Now 2 of his are by KO, 4 by sub, but he's a BAMMA veteran. He's had wins at 14 and 13, but he did lose at 12. So he's been in the last, this is his 4th in a row, so this will be like a second home to him, Frank.
Yeah, he's comfortable here. He understands how it works. He understands, you know, when Jude's calling, it's time for a fight. He understands, you know, the commission. He understands, you know, that's going to be Woodard or Goddard's going to be your ref. He gets it now. He understands it. It's just something about being comfortable in a place. It's comfortable being in a spot. It makes things a lot easier. You can hear the crowd behind us. It's not just the crowd directly behind us. The entire crowd is screaming for him. So it also makes it better when you're comfortable, you're coming home, you understand where you're fighting, that's your cage, and that you got the crowd swell behind you as well.
Now, when you look at their records, because of the slight discrepancy in the amount of fights they've had, you could almost say that their sub wins, their KO wins, they're on a par in terms of maybe power and ground ability.
Yeah, these guys are very evenly matched. It's a very good job once again by Jude Shamrock, matchmaking these guys and putting them together. These guys are very evenly matched. They both. It's good. They're not going to be fighting mirror images of themselves, but they're both going to be fighting quality talent in themselves each time that they battle each other. And it's going to be very interesting to see who can initiate their game plan quicker. It may not be until the 2nd or 3rd round before they actually get your game plan put out there because of how good the other guy is across the cage.
Yeah, so 27 years of age, Mad Mac looks in great condition there as Mark Goddard checks him over to go into the cage for this title fight. And you can, as you said, Frank, you can hear the crowd support. And here's the tail of the tape. So as you can see, 36 years of age, Andy Devant, the younger man, Mad Mac at 27. Their records, 10 wins, 8 losses for Devant, 7 wins, 2 losses for McLeman. But when you add that up, 5'11", 6'1", slight height advantage for Mad Mac. But when you look at their records, very even. This is going to be a close one for the British middleweight title. And your MC, Mike Markham, is here to announce it.
This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds for the Vacant BAMMA Lonsdale British Middleweight Championship. Introducing first, the man standing to my left and fighting out of the red corner. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighed in at 184 1/2 pounds. He is a striker with a record of 10 victories opposite 8 defeats, fighting out of Manchester, England, Andy the Lionspaw Devant. His opponent opponent stands across the cage to my right and fights out of the blue corner. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight an identical 184 and 1/2 pounds. He is a grappler with a professional record of 7 victories opposite 2 defeats, fighting out of Plymouth, England, Harry Mad Mac McLeman. Your referee, Mark Woodard.
McLeman, definitely the better supportive fighter. He put a big contingency here tonight as Mad Mac. But these are 2 big men, Frank. So again, as you said, as the rounds go on, you wonder what it will take out of them. So Andy Devant just on the outside of the apron. Mad Mac taken centre cage, but they're having a good look at each other at the moment. It's for the British title. And they tie up immediately. And a big knee come in. You can hear the support, Frank, screaming right directly behind the commentary box.
I wish I could repeat what they're saying. Jeez. It's been interesting so far, the verbiage. Making me blush a little bit.
So Devant with his back to the cage, taking a couple of knees there, comes away from the cage, but they've been tied up early here, and it really is a good gauge of your opponent's strength, isn't it, Frank?
Figuring out how strong he is, where he can hold his position, how good his hip motion is, being in that space. I was going to say that Harry had a good ripping body shot right after he shot it, and he went in and tripped and took him down. I don't know if it was planned already for the takedown, if that body shot actually hurt him, he would be the second.
Chopping elbow again from Andy as well, while he's on his back there. Just a little chopping elbow from top position there from Harry.
Ooh, nice position change by Andy. Oh, wow, almost got the sweep. Oh, got stuck down and gives up his back instead.
Oh, and turns, and suddenly a burst of action from both in the ground and pound attempt.
Wow, jumped right into it.
This could be over very quickly. You can hear the fans again.
His chin's out. His head's starting to pop out a little bit. You see starting to make it through.
When you start to feel that, when do you give up on it, Frank?
Well, you can see the back of his head. If you can see the back of his head in any position, it's not going to finish. He's got the ability to get his support on. You got to be able to cover his head entirely with your shoulder. And so at that position, you know, once you feel like his back of his head is out and you're not going to be able to sync up and re-cinch it, you let it go and you reset because you're burning your arms out.
Well, we're halfway through the round, and an incredible amount of transitions from both men. And nice mobility and movement from both here. Ooh, big right hand and knee.
Harry's done a great job of attacking me. Every time there's space, he gets right back in, throws a bunch of punches, and closes the distance again.
Andrew Devant, a little right hand on the inside there.
Wow, Harry's sneaking in, great punching combos.
And there's a big knee there as well, Frank. A big knee as well. Andy Devant took that well, because in that middle of that burst was a huge right knee.
Good position. I'm really impressed with the way Harry's taking his time, taking his pace.
Oh, and a nice right hand as Andy tried to close the gap there. Lefts and rights. He's looking, you know he's looking for that knee on the end of each of those combinations. They tie up before he could get it, but it follows quite fluidly. And Andy Devant already displayed a solid chin, Frank.
And every time we're against the cage, he's against the cage. He has a reverse position. If he gets off, they both get off and they break. He needs to reverse that position and prove to the judges that he can control the pace.
Oh, he took those finally. Geez. He felt those. And there's that knee on the end that comes naturally from him. Devant looking to fire back, but he takes another right. Explosive. 20 seconds there from both men. And you can hear the crowd's response. cheering on their man, but Andy DeVent with the knee now to the side.
Nice rotation of the knee, perfect position. Good spot, hunted down, ran for it, finally got the spot and put it right in his ribcage.
Yes, his hands been back and forward. I feel that McLeman's overall got the round, but DeVent certainly had his moments in it.
Yeah, so far, you know, definitely it's a back and forth battle, but for sure Harry has won this round.
And I like the way, as I said, his combinations, he throws the knee on the end of most of those combinations down. And for one moment, Andy DeVent was rocking and rolling, but he came back strongly.
Yes. And every time he comes up and gets hit, that's the thing about Harry, too, is that every time he comes back, Andy starts coming back on him a little bit. Harry then turns the position. He might get thrown 3 punches at him. One might touch him, but he hits back with 2 more. He makes sure that you know, even though you're swinging back, I'm still able to win this round.
Yes, and he's in dominant position again. As we go into the last 10 seconds, and it's over now. And as I said, I felt Andy DeVent had his moments, but that's all they were.
Yeah. And he has not been in a position where he's going to battle. If you look, every time you see him, he's against the cage, and he's getting lit up like this. And the first couple of ones he took, these are the ones that started really bothering him. Even though that knee, the last knee was on the shoulder, it still bothered him. He still had to step himself back a little bit.
And that one went right through the channel. And then the uppercut, beautiful boxing.
Lifted his feet up a little bit at the very end, although he's been a little bit harder on those punches, but none of them were going to knock Andy out. He's still too fresh at this point. We come in the second round, when you start looking for Andy to fall down, he starts taking more of those punches.
Yeah, so we've got Mad Mac a round up in our book, and he's fighting a good fight in the sense, as you said, it's the way he reacts and changes his game plan, isn't it?
He's smart about what he does. He doesn't burn himself out. He feels like, okay, I'm a little bit too close. I can hit him a little bit better. So let me take a step back out of the center, reset, and do it all over again.
So we're into the second round, and this is when those combinations might start to take their toll. I said 9-year age gap between them as well, and immediately Andy DeVent went in for the boxing, but Harry was having none of it.
Took him down, a nice sweeping takedown, leg tripped him down, got on top. Now he's back in another position where you take a lot less damage than he'll be able to give.
So right from the start of the second round here, Andy DeVent on his back. And Mad Mac looking to posture up now, thanks to lay the ground and pound, but instead he gets the back.
Good position change, rock himself through it.
Now, was the back given up, or was it Harry making that switch?
Harry hit him twice, and then Andy had to give him his back to change position, keep him getting hit. And then Harry did a great job of taking it. Now he's got both hooks in. He's locked over. Now he's going to dig the chin. Andy's got a great defense in this position, though. But eventually, a guy like Harry is going to keep punching you, pulling you, readjusting, re-gripping. He's going to get you in a spot where you're going to be uncomfortable. It's going to make things difficult to keep getting out of this. And you see how his heels are hooked. Unless you start playing a foot game with him to get him off of you, you're never going to get your hips free, which means you can always get you back in the rear naked choke.
And the problem for him is, even when he, as you said, he's defending well, it's the energy that's being expended as well in something that's not earning you points either with the judges.
At all. The longer you stay in here, the worse it is.
He's done well, though.
He's caught, easy cow catcher. Finish if you want it.
And again, when you look at the energy expended from both men, Harry is really having it all his own way here from him.
Yeah, it's really going the way that he wants it. He's in no duress. When you have somebody's back, they can't hit you. They can't punch you back. All they can do is defend. When you have the guy just on pure defense, it makes it very simple to beat him.
Now he's putting those right hands through. They're not landing cleanly, but it's got to be intelligent defense as well, which Mark Wood would look for.
Good position change. Andy finally just got in a spot and just pushed him off.
His resilience has impressed me. He's strong, he's durable.
He's been in the heat of battles for a long time, over 18 fights, and he understands what it's like to be in different positions and different spaces that aren't really that comfortable.
Well, he's got the second half of the round now, and it needs to be in this position for him right the way through now, doesn't it? Because the opening half of the round, literally half of the round, was totally dominated by Harry. So Andy really needs to make this pay now.
Not only does he need to keep this position because he took so much damage before, he needs to put him in a spot and give him back some damage. So the judges will have to go, okay, he won the round because the last half of the entire round he was in control, and he gave some damage back. He just sits on top, and holds the position and moves a little bit so Woodard doesn't stand him back up again, it won't do anything for the judges. He's got to prove that he's getting some damage in here, and I think he's getting to now.
But he's looking for those elbows. He's looking for the right hand.
And the moment he moves, anytime there's any space, Harry slides himself in there. For a bigger guy, he's really flexible to get his body weight in there, get his ability in there. He doesn't look that flexible when he's moving around. There's some guys just look flexible as they're walking. When he's in there, I did not expect that ability to bring his hip around and get his legs up that fast. And that is what caused the position change, allows himself to get out of being ground and pounder so much.
Now, Andy went for that knee to the midsection again, and it didn't quite
Tight
come off
guillotine.
this time.
He's got it in there tight. There, let's say the moment you see his head pop out, you know it's going to pop away. Usually it goes a lot slower than that. But Harry's so quick, he exploded out of that position.
Now this will be frustrating for Andy because, as we said, we saw that successful knee to the ribs in the first round. He tried it again. Would you have preferred that he kept position and kept Andy where he was?
Absolutely. You want to keep Andy underneath you at all.
Sorry, Harry. Where he was.
Harry. You want to keep Harry underneath you at all times because that's the only way you're going to be able to win this. You're not winning the stand-up. You're not winning the takedown game. The only game you can win now is the top game because you got beat on the bottom as well. So get to position where you can win the fight, you have to do it by being on top. He had position. He gave it up.
He gave it up, yes.
So now, obviously, with less than a minute left, he's going to probably end up losing this round.
And in the way, I'm glad you said that because for the judges, they're looking Harry early part, Andy the second half. Oh no, Harry's turned it around again. It's got to be him.
Yeah, the judges aren't supposed to look like that. It's supposed to judge the whole round.
Yeah.
You know, kind of do it piece by piece, but it's not how it ends up being. You know, especially now when it's so close. And let's be honest, the judges really don't know what the hell they're looking at. So they're only going off of their knowledge base off of the last 30 seconds or so because that's all they really understand, as opposed to understanding the whole fight, the whole round rather. So it makes it even more difficult when you have judges that are unsure about how the fight actually goes.
So Andy Vacant is still there, but Harry looks at him there, and he just shows the first signs of a bit of fatigue. He has got a lot of effort into this, and Andy is still there.
Andy always finds a way to get himself in the fight. He always finds a way to fight himself back into it again. So don't be surprised if he finds a way to finish in the third round. Great sweep here. He almost had a knee bar coming out, looking for a heel hook at the very end. But when he rotated out, he let the foot go, and that's what gave Andy his back.
Now, you were very impressed with his defense here, though, because Harry had that back for a long time, and Andy still managed to get out.
He thought it's like I said, he's very tenacious with his defense. He understands how things work. He understands the patience of it. I'm not caught yet. He looks like he has it in, but he really doesn't. I'm safe here. My chin is down still. He's still breathing. I can relax a little bit. The moment he makes an adjustment, loosens up the grip, I'll switch. He loosens up the grip, he immediately dropped his shoulder, got himself out of position. Andy's submission defense is really on par with some of the best I've seen in any fight.
So we're going into the third and final round of this British title fight. And is there some twists in this yet? As the clock starts, Mad Max fans trying to get behind their man again. But it's not been made easy for him by this tenacious fighter, the Lion's Paw. First action is a right round kick replied with a left inside leg kick from Andy, and he comes forward, but good timing from Harry. He moved nicely with that punch, didn't he, Frank?
Good position change, movement. Obviously step right in. Another sweep, lifting the body. Oh, good job, man. Keep moving. Gets back up on top again. What can he do with this? He's got to know he's got to win this by finish.
You could see he was looking to go around the side again and put that knee into the midsection. So just again. But I agree with you. This is where he needs a totally, if nothing else, a totally dominant round in case one of the first two rounds we score wrong.
Exactly. He's got to try and get himself set up inside here a little bit more. You can tell Andy's really tired. Oh, excuse me, the Harry's really tired.
Yes.
He's going to weigh on him because he's just laying down on the ground now. He's not doing much.
Oh, he took a short knee there as well, I think, Frank.
Oh, lazy shot.
As this turned around, I think.
Yeah, oh my gosh, geez, yeah. Andy doing a great job. Really, there's a lot of time left. Didn't sit there and keep banging away on him. Looking for his back, looking to finish him now. He's getting flattened out.
we did see from Harry's face in the last 10 seconds, when they were stood up in the last 10 seconds of the second, he looked tired.
He was exhausted. And I just thought it was just because he spent a lot of energy in that end of the second round. He'll recover between rounds. He clearly hasn't.
Yeah, we might find that if this carries on this way, the pivotal moment of this whole fight would be that rear naked defense by Andy.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, you've got an instant winner in round 2. But now he's turned this right around. And he's got still 2.5 minutes. And Mad Mac is looking very, very tired. As you said, that lazy shoot was the first sign.
Now he's not even trying to get up. He's not trying to change positions. He's down there not taking a beating. Obviously, he's not going to beat up over here, but he's just laying here.
Now, that's what I was going to pick up on. Now he's just laying there. What has Andy got to do? Because I don't think this is going to impress the judges enough with those first 2 rounds.
He's got to start hitting to the side. He's got to start hitting to the body. He's got to start chasing after him a little bit more. Every time he gets in that bad position, you start beating him up quite a bit. You know, soften him up, so to speak, if you're going to look for a nice tight submission. Because you know Andy's going to come in, or Harry's going to come in again for another bad shot. So let's soften him up a little bit. So next time he comes down, I can actually finish it.
Andy constantly goes for that knee. He landed it. It wasn't with the same force in this round. I wonder at that tactic sometimes, I said, because he's been insistent on getting that knee, and I'd like to see maybe just a bit more ground and pound or a bit more work on the submissions when he's in control like this.
He's also letting Harry sit back in the guard. And the guy that sits back is crushing down, drop on top and spur right on top of him. He's been rolling back when he controls his head. But the moment he rolls over, he should continue with it and try to pass immediately. And he's staying in his guard for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yes. But to be fair to him, he has also expended a lot of energy, whether in defence or... So we could possibly really be looking at 2 very tired men here.
I'm sure we are. I mean, both these guys have to be exhausted.
But it is Andy Devent on top at the moment, and you can hear Harry's fans trying to inspire him. And for the first time, there's just a bit of desperation in some of the shouts as well. I think they've realised that although the start was very good, the finish is not quite what they were after.
Yeah, they got to understand how deep this is getting.
Very shortly, we'll be into the last 30 seconds. And for me now, Frank, it really is a case of how the judges have scored the opening 2 rounds, because this, for me, is definitely Andy Devent's round. Yeah. It's how they score compared to us those first 2 rounds. Whether they give both to Harry McLeman. So Devent pushing forward again. Mad Mac, you can hear his fans, but there shows the tide. He's swinging back with him, and he falls to the canvas. Gets up gamely and comes forward again.
Good match at the end. Final 3rd round was the most exciting of the bunch, but you're right. How do they score the first 2 rounds?
I think that's pivotal to this fight. The 3rd round, I feel, is a very easy one to judge. I also felt that overall, possibly the 1st round was, to me, that 2nd round decides this fight.
That's a definite giver. Which one is the judge going to give that one to?
Because you saw the work here from Harry, some brilliant stuff around those knees. But we saw there a lot of energy expended, and Andy was still there. And this was the problem.
Battles way in, battles way out. I really like the way that Andy was always trying to sweep, always trying to get himself from the bottom. Blow himself out and just had to lose the foot right there. And that's when he gives up his back for the
and this, to me, is pivotal for how the judges see this round. Because he had a long attempt and it didn't come off. This is going to be so exciting, Frank, because like you said in an earlier fight, you could probably argue with the judges either way at one point. Depending on your viewpoint and where you're sat, this could still go either way.
Well, let's see what the judges have to say for themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards. Andy Haig, Garth Harriman, and Andy Roberts all scored this bout 29-28 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And now, BAMMA Lonsdale British Middleweight Champion, Harry Mad Mac McLeman.
It's McLeman's title, and it's scored the way we thought it would be. 2 rounds to 1, so it was pivotal that second round. But Mad Mac, Harry McLeman, is the British title holder now, and you can hear his fans there. They are so excited. But